Hi, this is a short video to update a video I did a couple of years back regarding where to find print drivers for Kyocera multifunction devices and printers, and also where it downloads to and how to install them. So first of all, you need to go to this link. It's kyocera-document-solutions.us here in the US. That is the link. In Europe, you'll probably have EU or AU as the back here in the after the domain name. The one with the .com doesn't work anymore. So, all right. So once you get to this page, you go to the support page. Then you go to the download center link. This will bring up a dynamic search window here. And this is actually pretty easy, so that if you just put in the number portion of the device that you're wanting to find, it will automatically show it real quick. So click on that, and it'll give me the drivers. The website also recognizes the operating system of the device you're on, your computer. You can change that by going here. You can select, an earlier version like a Windows 7 or Windows XP or something like that. Windows 7 anyways. And it will present you with different type of drivers. So since this is a Windows 10, I normally would use the KX driver right here, and I click on that and it will download it. I've already downloaded the file. Don't want to spend too much time trying to extract it, but I've already downloaded the file. And when you do run the file, it comes in like this. When you run it, it will actually open it in it won't open it there. It will open it in something that shows up as KX81, this file here. So you open it up. Sure, we'll do the English download. And then we'll run setup. Double click on that. Ask you to make sure that you have permission to install it. Run the product library. The product library will then pull up, accept it, okay. The easiest way to do this is just to use the Express install. So if you select Express install, it will find all the Kyocera devices on your network. You see that there are a bunch of different networks, right, or different devices on my network here. So let's say I want to set it to that one. I normally don't use the status monitor. I normally click that off because it is kind of annoying at times when you try to print and it'll pop up saying, hey, you're ready to print. So I'll leave the fonts and the KX driver. Those are the things that we'll need to print. Normally I don't do this. I just click no, and then it will do this. Let me pause here for a little bit while it does the install, because it does, depending on your computer and how fast it is, it might take a little bit of time. So let me pause and I'll come back once we're done. Now that we're done installing the driver and the fonts and the uninstaller, which is kind of important. Sometimes you need to uninstall the driver, and you would have to go in there and uninstall it. We normally recommend you use the uninstaller if you want to root out all the drivers for Kyocera. Just doing it a remove from the server properties and stuff like that sometimes will cause some issues. So having the uninstaller installed is also a very good idea. These are what they want to see if you want to default. Do you want to default to duplex? I normally don't. A lot of people don't. And the quick print tab, you can add that if you want to. I normally want to go directly to the basic tab. The quick print tab is where you can actually create different profiles, different ways of setting up the machine, and then you put in there, so you'll have just like one stab of that, and you'll get your duplex, I don't normally like to do that because it just kind of makes everything a little bit more muddier in my eyes. Anyways, so once I'm finished, I'll do this. I will close that out, close this out, and I'll bring up my printers, devices and printers on here. Here's the printer that I just installed. I go into print settings. I want to make sure that this is the correct port that we're on. So right now, this is the correct port that I'm on. If I go here, device settings, it gives me what options we have on that machine, and this machine has a lot of different options on there. One other thing to check, this is your preferences, is right now this is set to default to color. I normally recommend that people print black and white, especially if you're using one of these big machines, due to the cost of color. A black and white sheet can cost maybe a penny or less than a penny. The color is a lot more. It's probably going to cost you upwards of 5 to 6 cents or even more for that, depending on your contracts and things like that. Anyhow, so usually what we'll also do is I will switch this to plain media. If I leave it on as unspecified, it will print, but the problem is if you have like specialized paper or anything like that in any of the other drawers, what it will do is if it's printing on letter size and you have very expensive paper in there like letterhead or bond or something like that, and it runs out of plain paper, all it's going to do is, hey, I see something that's letter size, let's print on that. So that's why I kind of set this setting to plain. That way if you print on plain, it's less expensive than say you run a 100-page job and 10 pages into the 100-page job you run out of plain and start printing on some expensive paper. But that's how I normally justify that and how I normally set that up in there. Well, that is it for this video. If you have any questions, please put on the comments below. I'll also link that old video that I had about installing it. I think that was done on a Windows 7 box, so we'll put that in there, and I'll put the link for this in the other video also. Thank you very much for watching.